I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium? Switch to Verizon. You can trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
Welcome into Lexington, Kentucky, home of the University of Kentucky, and today, home of a little SEC volleyball action as number 22 Kentucky hosts the Ole Miss Rebels here inside Rupp Arena. Thanks for joining us here on the SEC Network Plus. I'm Maggie Davis, happy to be joined today by Amy Barmore, head coach of Transylvania University, just down the road. Amy, what makes you excited about this matchup today?
These two matchups with Anna Bear and Brooklyn DeLay, it's going to be a good match.
Absolutely. Anytime we get two SEC programs here inside Rupp Arena, a lot to look forward to. Unfortunately, we do have some player updates today for you. Reagan Rutherford is out for the Wildcats. Sixth game in a row. She will not be available due to an eye injury. Hoping to have her back, but she will not be available today. In her place, though, we've seen the emergence of true freshman Brooklyn DeLay. Amy, what stands out to you about Brooklyn's play?
Yeah, she is averaging 4.63 kills per set and hitting 324 on the year and has stepped up in this role.
Absolutely. She's stepped up, especially in these past couple of games. But on the other side of the net, it's Anna Bear. What do you see in this matchup?
Yeah, she's been a staple of the Ole Miss offense for the last 4 years, and she's averaging 2.88 kills per set and 3.9 points per set, so again, good matchup today.
A fifth-year senior for Ole Miss. Anytime you have that experience, it can play in your favor. You have experience on both coaching staffs as well, 2 national championships on the sidelines with us today for the Rebels. That is Bree Henry in her first season as the head coach, first full season that is. She did fill in as the interim the last 11 matches of last season. The last time she was an assistant, well, it was against Kentucky. She's been the head coach ever since. On the other side of the court, it's Craig Skinner, second longest tenured coach in the SEC, 2020 national champion, ABCA Coach of the Year that year as well. A lot to look forward to in this one today, Amy. We are just about underway here in Lexington.
It's Ole Miss and Kentucky.
Ole Miss will get us started today. It is Julia Dice with the first serve. Junior from Brandon, Mississippi. Just about 2.5 hours outside of Oxford. Certainly means a lot to her playing for her hometown team. And looking to get them back in the win column. Ole Miss 8-8 overall, 2-3 in SEC play, 1-3 on the road this year, looking to steal one from the 6-time defending SEC champions Kentucky today. We are underway in Lexington. Megan Wilson gets the scoring started for the Wildcats. Amy, she has really grown into her game this season.
Yes, she has. She has a big toolbox of all the shots that she has worked with. She knows how to score.
It's freshman Molly Tuzzo to serve for the Wildcats. And that'll be Peyton Vergach. Get ready to hear her name today, everybody. She's a senior for the Rebels, a huge part of their offense, and just a dynamic scorer.
Yes, she is.
Johnny Teeler getting her arm warmed up as well. We talked about Anna Bear being a fifth-year senior for Ole Miss. That's exactly what Teeler is for Kentucky, actually the first fifth-year player in program history. She means a whole lot to this program and, of course, to this fan base as well, as does Eleanor Bevan serving for Kentucky. Hometown talent, played in Louisville.
Going back to Teeler, she stepped up pretty big on the right side so far.
Well, absolutely. Obviously, a big storyline today will be the absence of Reagan Rutherford and how that continues to affect Kentucky. That one is wide, point Ole Miss.
For the Rebels, number 14, Shayla Meyer. She'll serve.
Shayla Meyer up next for the Rebels. Freshman from Superior, Nebraska. Another one for Teeler. A beautiful set there as well by Emma Grome. Amy, she was on her pregame. We'll talk about it a little bit more as the game goes on, I'm sure, but She's the current SEC setter of the week for a reason. You see it right there.
She is. And our team passes in system, so she has all of her opportunities at the net.
It's Audrey Whitworth up for the Cats. Dice will bump that one over. First kill of the day for Elise Getzinger. Another player whose role has certainly been affected by Reagan Rutherford's injury, but Amy, I think we've seen her really get much more comfortable this year.
Yes, she's very comfortable this year.
Senior year with the Wildcats.
Yep.
Whitworth again gets the action going for Kentucky. Molly Tuzzo doing everything she can to keep that one alive, but the point ultimately will go to the Rebels on that one. Just out of system over there on defense. Maggie Miller serve wide. That'll be point Kentucky. Miller, a fifth-year senior, another one of those on the court today. She's from Houston, Texas.
Number 17.
And here's the freshman we talked about in that open. Brooklyn DeLay hitting her stride already this season.
And she's stepping up and playing 6 rotations.
Point, Ole Miss. Returning for the Rebels, number 4, Peyton Burgach. Serving number 11, Sasha Ratliff.
That one went to the Rebels. Kentucky with a 6-4 lead as Sasha Ratliff goes back to serve. Dice! Kept in bounds by Kentucky. She'll try again, but that one is long. Point to the Wildcats. They take a 7-4 lead in this one.
To serve for the Wildcats, number 11.
How these teams start this first set is so important, Amy. We've talked about it with some of the coaches involved here. Not always the energy you want to see, especially on a Sunday. It is hard to get your team fired up just a day and a half after they've played it both on the road. Kentucky on the road just 2 days ago, looking to get that energy back in this one.
Yes, trying to find those mini goals, 0 to 5, 5 to 10. Who could get there first?
Well, and that one went the Rebels' way. It'll be Allie Bareilles back to serve. Sophomore setter from Michigan. Megan Wilson for Kentucky trying to get over that block. You see Nia Washington, number 6 for the Rebels. She's not the tallest girl up there at the net, but she certainly has the hops to challenge Kentucky's front row, Amy.
Yes, she does. Reading it well.
Dig by Grome.
Net for Kentucky, point Ole Miss.
That's called a net on the Wildcats. Point Ole Miss. Julia Dice will come back to serve.
Vivian Miller. Serving number 10, Julia Dice.
Serve is up, and she goes right at DeLay in the back row. Wilson keep it in play. Teeler up for a just, but that one goes the Rebels' way. Peyton Burgach, too strong on that one. What a block by Burgach there. She's 3rd in the SEC in hitting percentage, .412 clip on the year so far. That's a kill for Kentucky.
Kentucky working the slide, one-on-one, being able to get a kill for that one.
Teeler's up over the block. Kimmy Neeson dives for it, as did Washington, but beautiful placement by Teeler there. That's what 5 years of experience at this level will get you, right?
Yes, it will.
Strong point by Kentucky on that one. Another big block by the Wildcats. Burgach looking to go just over the fingertips, but looks like the Cats got a hand on that one. And they'll take an 11-7 lead in the first set. Grazed the net. Burgach met by the block again. Here comes Washington into the net. That'll go Kentucky's way. Amy, when her swing gets going, it is so powerful, but just a millimeter off, and it's into the tape for that one.
Mississippi.
That'll take us to a break as Kentucky up 12-7. Welcome back into Rupp Arena. Not your typical volleyball setting here today, but Kentucky seems to be liking it early with a 12-7 lead over the Rebels in set one. Big part of that is their setter, the reigning SEC setter of the week, and the one who just hit her 3,000th career assist mark just on Friday against the Missouri Tigers. Amy, what makes her so good?
You know, with this Kentucky team, you know, they keep her in system a lot, so she has all opportunities along with that, and it is a teamwork effort, and you know, she knows who to set, when to set, and what connection she needs.
And the connections you really can see, especially with the chemistry she's developed over the years with Eleanor Bevan and some of her hitters in the front row as well. Really special moment pregame, getting to see head coach Craig Skinner deliver that game ball to her. I know 3,000 means a lot to her and to this program. She's a very valuable part of this team. Yes. Also the reigning SEC Player of the Year. Getzinger just wide. That one will go to the Rebels. Ole Miss gets the ball back.
Yes, both teams trying to get their middles going.
That's really how Ole Miss likes to play, right? When you look at this roster and how they've played in recent games, especially Peyton Burgach and Sasha Ratliff, just a dynamic duo that they're able to lean on heavily on offense. And when it comes to the block, right? Ole Miss does that very well. Yes.
Touch ball. Wildcats, point, Ole Miss.
Meyer back to serve, 13-10 Wildcats looking to continue to cut into that lead. Delay tipped over. Ole Miss not able to respond. That one will go to Kentucky. Delay has such good court vision already, and for a true freshman, I think that's one of the highest compliments a coach can give you, right? And Craig Skinner certainly sees that out of this freshman.
Yes, an understanding that a kill is a kill. Being able to see the court and get a point.
Beautifully placed by Julia Dice, all the way to the left corner. Gets down.
For the Rebels to serve, number 8, Maggie Miller.
Julia Dice, one of those players who you just see continue to get better game after game. 19 kills in their 5-set win against South Carolina. Then she had 9 against Tennessee, 10 against the Aggies on Friday. And for Kentucky, not necessarily a super characteristic start to the season. We are used to the Wildcats being so dominant And that's just not reflected in their record right now, but a lot of that, Amy, is because of the strength of schedule. Absolutely a stacked September. 7 matches versus 6 teams ranked in the top 20. They fell 4 games under 500 for the first time since 2004. Craig Skinner and these Cats have never had to deal with a record like that and the effect it could have on your mentality if you let it affect it.
Correct, and I think, when you play those type of teams and that schedule, it's trusting the process and it's, setting your team up to succeed in the end.
And that is so important. We've seen Skinner's teams do that over the years, peaking at the right time. His record, when you compare it, August and September, they're 58-28, just about a 67% winning percentage. But in October and November, once they've gotten comfortable, they've settled into SEC play, they know what they have, 81-9, a 90% winning record.
With a touch, point, Kentucky. Returning number 3, Georgia.
Month by month, it can be a little bit of a double-edged sword there, though, right? Because it's not just settling it, it's also the competition. And I think that speaks to what Coach Skinner likes to do, and that is schedule as tough as possible in the non-conference. And we saw that this year, Amy. What do you learn by playing teams that are ranked inside the top 20 for a lot of the cases, inside the top 10 before you get to conference play?
I think you learn a lot about your team and what you need to do every single day in the gym, outside of the gym, and you're just trying to put all the puzzle pieces together before we get to tournament time.
Yes, especially as you add 2 freshmen in Molly Tuzzo and Brooklyn DeLay, who both have significant roles on this team, as well as a transfer, Megan Wilson, who came from Oklahoma this season. And there she is. She just wanted us to say her name, right?
Megan Wilson, point, Kentucky.
Megan Whistling going high hands on that ball to get the kill down the line.
For Ole Miss, they're 8-8 overall, 2-3 in SEC play. Looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. Got swept by the Tennessee Volunteers, a very strong Vols team this season, and then fell 3-1 against Texas A&M on Friday night. Amy, this schedule doesn't get easier in the SEC, right? Especially for Ole Miss with a first-year head coach. 12 returners on the roster, but just trying to learn a whole new system can really have an impact on what you see game in and game out.
Yes, and I think that's it there. Learning the new system and learning the new philosophies and visions. It could take a little bit longer than what people would want it to take, and they're working through it.
Absolutely, and I think a big part of the adjustment this year is flipping the switch on how Ole Miss wants to play defense. Last season, last in the conference, 302nd in the country in opponent hitting percentage. Not strong by a long shot in the defensive end of this game, but this year they've climbed up to 3rd in the league already. Meanwhile, Kentucky last in the SEC right now in opponent hitting percentage. Still working on the defense on that side of the ball, so that's certainly something to keep an eye on today. Is Ole Miss and their defense able to take advantage of that?
Yes, and you also have Cami Neeson on Ole Miss, averaging 4.59 digs per set, leading the SEC.
Cami Neeson is such a valuable asset for this Ole Miss team. Just to have somebody back there that you trust, you know she's going to get to that ball. More digs than anybody in the SEC right now. She had 34 of them against Tulsa back on September 15th. That leads the league this year, more digs than anybody else in this conference has had in any other 5-set match. And from just up the road in Cincinnati, Ohio. Bet she has a few fans in the audience here today.
I bet she does.
That's the power of Brooklyn DeLay. Jordan Wilson will follow it up, but that one will go wide. Point to Ole Miss. Cats have been on a 3-0 scoring run, so that was vital for the Rebels. Get the ball back and look to move the offense back in their favor. Talked about their defense, but of course, you ultimately have to get to 25 first, right?
Yes, you do.
Bareilles to serve. Jordan Williams, beautifully placed, saw that extra small little tiny donut hole and was able to take advantage of it. Just over the block. Kimmy Neeson dives, but just a second too late, maybe even half a second. But that's all you need in this game sometime. Grome now to serve for Kentucky. Kentucky resilient on that one, back and forth around the net.
Over the net, point Kentucky.
But ultimately, that one goes to Kentucky. Several good saves in there by Emma Grome. Just the 4th player in UK history to eclipse that 3,000 assist mark. And hey, she's learning from one of the best, Madison Lilly, on the coaching staff this season. Also a setter here for the Wildcats. National champion, ABCA Player of the Year. They work together quite a bit, Amy, and Emma's been fantastic her entire career here, but you can only get better when you have someone like that on your staff to learn from.
Yeah, somebody to look up to and kind of walk you through the program, somebody that's been through the program and under Craig Skinner herself, and you know, Craig has done a very good job of recruiting setters.
Kentucky with a 22-13 lead here in set 1. Dice over the block. Eleanor Bevan keeps it alive. DeLay will bump it over to keep it in play. And a kill by Peyton Burgosh. Such a dynamic weapon for the Rebels and a real leader on this team. Her energy is really what it looks like the Rebels are feeding off of right now, saying, hey, I know we're down, but we're not out.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be a net fault on the Rebels. Point to Kentucky on that one. 2 points away from claiming set 1. As Tuzzo will go back to serve for the Wildcats.
Yes, and Kentucky hitting .310, holding Ole Miss .037. Need to get some offense going over here.
Taylor wasn't quite sure where that ball was going to land. Ultimately, that point goes to the Wildcats. You can just see it on her face. She didn't want to get called for that violation, and she was not. Set point for the Wildcats as Big Blue Nation on its feet, ready to celebrate. Can they get it done here on the first set point? Tuzzo to serve. Washington will bump it over, give the Cats a free ball opportunity here. Grome, Teeler. Delay over the block, but kept in play. Nia Washington goes up. And Delay does it for the Wildcats. Beautifully placed ball by the true freshman to claim set 1, 25-14 Wildcats. Amy, what stood out to you in that one?
I think Kentucky's offense, again, having all of those options, and whether it's an off-speed shot or attacking high down the line, you know, just with Delay in that last ball, she two-hand tipped it over in the donut, but it works.
Whatever works, we talked about it earlier. A kill is a kill,
yes,
and a point is a point as Kentucky claims set 1. We'll be back after this.
For most of us, there are no guarantees, no golden tickets, no easy roads. But at the University of Kentucky, there is a promise to support and inspire you, to reach for what's possible, to lead and create, to heal and discover, as we help solve the world's toughest challenges, transforming lives and improving communities. At the University of Kentucky, we promise to make the possible real.
some fun now, man.
The Wildcats are rolling early in Lexington. Took the first set 25-14. Thanks in large part to two of their players of the week, Brooklyn DeLay taking home player and offensive player of the week honors here in the SEC. Dynamic freshman for the Wildcats. The Volunteers, though, claimed defensive player in the week in Torres. Absolutely dominant performance by her so far this season. Kentucky, they took center of the week as well. We talked about her, Emma Grome, a vital part of this Kentucky offense. Absolutely gets the Cats rolling. And then there's Caroline Kerr for the Bulls as well. She's freshman of the week. So you look at the honors so far, you got two freshmen, or two honors for Wildcats this week, two honors for the Volunteers. We might see more of that as the season goes on. Two very talented teams here in the SEC. But these two for Kentucky, a big part of what makes this Kentucky team so dangerous, despite a 6-7 overall record right now, Amy, and two players who are off to a good start here today.
Yes, they are. Brooklyn DeLay is sitting on 3 kills, hitting a 250, and Emma Grome already has 14 assists in the first set.
You have to think that Ole Miss came into this one with their sights firmly set on slowing down Brooklyn DeLay, but it's just hard to do. 25 kills against Alabama, 25 more against Georgia last week. She had 18 on Friday against Missouri. She's led Kentucky's offense the last 3 games, paced them in terms of kills. She's playing all 6 rotations. There's a lot on her plate for a true freshman.
Yes.
She seems to be handling it very well.
Yes, if I see their scouting report, I know that Brooklyn DeLay is on there, and you know, being able to stop her is their top priority.
Set 2 is underway. Molly Tuzzo with the first serve for Kentucky. Amy, what does Ole Miss need to change in this set?
I think they need to just settle down and, you know, get in system a little bit and get their middles going. You know, Sasha Ratliff only had 2 total attempts, and they really need to get her going.
Yes, an absolutely huge part of the Ole Miss offense. First point of set 2 goes to the Wildcats. Jordan Williams, the beautiful play as Tuzzo's back to serve again. And there's that Ratliff kill we were looking for, but Eleanor Bevan, too quick, keeps it in play. That one not so lucky. Ratliff, very talented up there at the net.
Return for the Rebels to serve number 8, Maggie Miller.
What a dig by Eleanor Bevan to keep the first one alive. The second time she goes right at her again.
Yes, they need to get her going, and that's what they're trying to do.
And she knows it too. The 2021 SEC Libero of the Year, Kentucky. What a history with that award. They've won 11 of the last 13, including when Eleanor did it in 2021.
Eleanor reads the floor so well.
And that's a kill for Brooklyn DeLay. Just a short time between set 1 and set 2. It doesn't look like she's slowing down at all in this one.
Way to find the hole in the block. Nice.
Eleanor Bevan to serve for the Wildcats. Here goes Ratliff again. And DeLay with the response.
That one with a little thumb down action going around the block. She felt the double block there.
Such a competitive player. She knows that she gets their full attention. Not intimidated in the slightest.
And there's Ratliff again.
Sasha Ratliff.
I think maybe whatever was in your head was also in the head of Bree Henry in this one, right? What do we need to change in set 2? Hey, let's get Sasha going, right?
Get the middles going.
Ratliff 4th in the league right now in hitting percentage, .396. She was also a preseason All-SEC teamer. Certainly came in with those expectations, more than capable for turning this around for the Rebels. But that one will go to the Wildcats as they take a 2-point lead in the second. Whitworth will go back to serve.
Number 19, Audrey Whitworth.
And over by delay. That was down, it'll go to the Rebels. Good hustle there by both teams.
Yes, very scrappy.
For the Rebels, returning number 6, Leah Washington. Serving
Again, Ole
number
Miss,
22,
in that last
Summer
play,
Nancy.
able to get their middles going, and they score.
I think scrappy is such an important word in this sport, especially here on Sundays. It's easy to get a little lackadaisical. Can't see that here today. Getzinger
That's a kill.
with a kill for
Elise
Kentucky.
Gibson from Emma Grove. Point, Kentucky. Megan Wilson returns. Serving number 17.
Good hold by Emma
Brooklyn
Grove.
Lane.
One-on-one. Nice slide.
Their connection has gotten so much stronger this season. I think a big part of that has been Getzinger's own confidence. Getting up there a little bit. She's a good player. She has to play like it. Wilson up. Bevan will get it over. No call. Here goes Getzinger again. But Burgach is there. Washington ends it for the Rebels.
Point on miss.
Gotta check out this replay. I mean, she gets a hand on it. Whitworth keeps the ball in play.
Serving number 10.
Beautiful pancake, but Washington,
Finds the
no time
corner.
for that.
No, finds the corner.
Point on miss.
That back corner, dangerous territory.
You can start to see Ole Miss changing their offense a little bit, trying to find ways to score, swinging high hands, corner to corner. Seems like it's working for them.
There you go. They've cut Kentucky's lead. We're all tied up at 5-all. Dice with the serve. Free ball, Wildcats. Getzinger gets it over, but Ole Miss quick to respond. Miscommunication in the back row for Kentucky on that one. And Ole Miss is taking their first lead. 6-5 here in set number 2. Anytime you can come into Rupp Arena, gain a lead, shut the crowd up, and build your own energy, that's what a team has to play off of.
Yes.
That's a kill. Megan Wilson. Point, Kentucky.
Nice thumb down there by Megan Wilson. Get around that block. You can see her confidence growing a little bit throughout
Yes.
this match.
And as Wilson gets more comfortable in this system, the Wildcats get much more dangerous, especially if and when they're able to bring Reagan Rutherford back into the fold, right? All these other players have gotten the experience while she's been out, and then you add her back in. That could be huge for the Cats' back half of the season. Some Ole Miss numbers on your screen there. Talked about it earlier. Cami Neeson, big part of that digs per set number. She leads the SEC. And the block in the middle. Ratliff just wide.
Point, Kentucky.
Yes, and Ratliff's going to get her blocks today. She's leading top 10 in her program for blocks.
Emma Grove.
Her and Peyton Burgach both. They call them the Rebel Roofing Company. Love that nickname. Both top 10 in program history. Washington. Delay. Over, but Ratliff gets it back. Taylor tried to get a hand on it, but just great placement by Ole Miss on that one.
Number 14, Shayla Meyer. She'll serve.
Excellent court vision by Ratliff. Great awareness.
Yes, and Delay tried to go over the block. Didn't end how she wanted it to.
That's down. That's an ace for Ole Miss. They're up 9-7. Amy, what do you see on this one?
That serve just drops. drops at the end line. Those are the ones that are tough to pass.
Ratliff again.
Point, Ole Miss.
She is so dangerous once she starts feeling it.
Yes.
She did just that against Texas A&M. She forced a fourth set. And she's looking to win the second one here in Lexington. Playing like it right now. Craig Skinner looking to calm his team down.
For most of us, there are no guarantees, no golden tickets, no easy roads. But at the University of Kentucky, there is a promise to support and inspire you to reach for what's possible, to lead and create, to heal and discover, as we help solve the world's toughest challenges, transforming lives and improving communities. At the University of Kentucky, we promise to make the possible real.
Aren't you glad you got the titanium iPhone 15 Pro at T-Mobile?
I am glad.
Did I see that?
At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us now and the freedom to upgrade every year.
Am I gonna get that back? Nope.
It's a Sunday in the SEC, which means we're talking college volleyball. Kentucky currently sitting in third place in the league, 4-1 in league play so far. Ole Miss, ninth, 2-3 in the SEC. It's not the typical placement for what we're used to seeing with the Wildcats. A lot of that has to do with that early season schedule, and today, a lot on the line for both of these teams. Kentucky looking to extend their winning streak to 4. That'd be a season long, and of course, Ole Miss looking to snap a streak against the Wildcats. Kentucky has owned this series since 2010. 20 straight Kentucky W's in this series, all-time series, 51-11 in Kentucky's favor. And that point also in Kentucky's favor. Amy, what do you think the message was to the Wildcats out of that last timeout by Craig Skinner?
I think just settle down and get back to what we did in the first set. Taking care of the ball and being able to have all three options. And, again, a kill is a kill. And communicating and, putting that ball down.
Dice with a kill.
Julia Dice. Point, Ole Miss.
The more they can get Julia Dice heating up, the better chance the Rebels have. Grom to Teeler. That one's wide.
Volley is wide. Point, Ole Miss.
And it's Maggie Miller to serve again for the Rebels. Fifth-year senior. Williams, the ultimate placement call. She called that before the ball even hit the ground. She knew exactly where it was headed. Burgage did too, she just couldn't get there in time.
Yes, exactly. Working that right side of the court.
Rome to delay. Another kill for the freshman. That's her 7th of the day. Here in set 2, it's Kentucky looks to get back on top. Ole Miss with a 12-10 lead.
Yes, and Emma Grom is connecting so well with delay on the outside.
Point, Ole Miss. Returning for the Rebels, number 4, Peyton Burgott. Serving number 11, Sasha Beck.
That last kill was by Julia Dice. She's up to 4 on the day.
Touch ball, Kentucky. Point, Ole Miss.
That one will go against the Wildcats, a double. Ole Miss gets the point there. So the lead grows to 4. Delay right into the block. Peyton Burgach, too strong. Summer Daniels up there with her.
Yes, with that ball being out of system, the block is heading to delay already.
Ratliff with the serve. Taylor with authority. Taylor is one of those players who just gets frustrated when her team is not doing what she wants them to do. She said, okay, set me over here. I'll take care of this one.
Yes, I'm going to jump over everybody, and I'm going to get a kill.
There you go. And she did. Kentucky gets the ball back. Audrey Whitworth to serve. Delay again.
She really sold that one. She went up looking like she was going to attack and tipped right over the block.
You know, there's more acting involved in volleyball than people think, I think, right?
Yes. You got to sell it. Get the defense on their heels.
And that's something she will only get better at. True freshman already out here.
Yes.
Joust at the net, delay won that one. Ole Miss.
Little miscommunication there.
Burgach got him on that one.
Yes, between Ratliff and Burgach, they've got about 7 kills together. They're just a set.
And that's the Rebel Roofing Company at work. Getzinger over the block on that one.
Just a nice connection with Emma Grom. You know, the confidence that Emma has in Getzinger and confidence that Getzinger has in Emma Grom to get that kill.
Delay to serve.
Touch ball. Ole Miss. Point, Kentucky.
That's a double on the Rebels. Kentucky, you get the ball back. And Ole Miss, you just can't give up errors in this situation. You have the advantage. You have the lead here on Kentucky's home court. You can't give them away free points.
Yes.
And again.
Now the momentum is back on Kentucky's side.
Point, Kentucky.
But that's kind of what those errors do. You know, you've got 2 or 3 in a row, especially the miscommunication, and it flips the momentum, you know, immediately.
Washington right at delay in the back row to give her team the lead once again, 17-16 in the second. Such a vocal leader for the Rebels. That one was long. Wilson thought they got a hand on it. She's calling for a touch.
Yes, she's definitely wanting that touch.
Doesn't look like Skinner will challenge there. Rebels back to serve. And there's that connection we just talked about. Grom and Getzinger, so much trust for each of them to be in the right place when it matters.
Yes, absolutely.
Washington, kept alive by Wilson. but blocked with authority by Brgac on that one. Directly down into Wildcat territory.
Yes, she gets her feet set really well and gets pressed back over. Nice block.
Williams slides on that one. And another point for Ole Miss.
Little miss hit there, but again, it works.
A kill is a kill, and that's 3 for Nia Washington. Up with Groman, Ratliff, and Ratliff's ultimately victorious in that one.
Yes, we got an overpass here.
What goes into a joust like that? When you look at that, you see both players up.
Go get the ball. You know, there's different overpass situations. You know, do you attack it? Do you go up and joust? Do you go up and, you know, move it left to right? You know, I think they did exactly what they were supposed to do in that one. Just ball went Ole Miss's way.
Seems like a lot of them are going the Rebels' way at this point. 21-17 over Kentucky. As the Wildcats look to just settle down. We saw them look dominant in the first set, and they just haven't been as sharp in the second.
Correct. I think Ole Miss made a few adjustments, and that's, you know, in the middle. And, you know, when teams make adjustments, it's, you know, you also have to adjust along with that. And, you know, I think Kentucky needs to just settle back down and do what they were doing.
Here's where the Wildcats fall in league play. Tied for first in the SEC with kills per set. Straight up first in assists per set. A lot of that has to do with who you see right there, Emma Grome. And where they've fallen lower than where we're used to seeing them is that opponent hitting percentage. So Kentucky's up 1-0 in Lexington here at home. Emma Grome already up to 27 assists.
Serving for Ole Miss out of the timeout. Number 2, Cami Neeson.
Cami Neeson up to serve for the Rebels. Too strong by Washington on that one. She has the arm strength, but didn't quite have the direction on that one.
Yes.
Serving number 4, Emma Grome.
That one's long as well. Point Kentucky just capitalizing off of a couple of Ole Miss mistakes here late in the second.
And again, you can tell Ole Miss is trying to go high hands.
Another long ball by Washington there. Point will go to the Wildcats. And Ole Miss will call a timeout. Bree Henry not happy with what she's seeing at this moment, as Kentucky has cut into their lead. We're within 1 in set 2. Ole Miss up 21-20. What's the message this time?
You know, I think just continue to serve tough, continue to get them out of system, and, you know, we not necessarily have to worry about the middles, but, you know, they are second priority if we get them out of system, and they settle down and, you know, watch the off-speed shots as well.
That's Ole Miss head coach Bree Henry, joined by her associate head coach Taylor Gregory. He's really been a key part of improving the Ole Miss defensive efforts this season. Now, when Henry was an assistant last year before she was promoted to interim head coach and ultimately the full-time head coach. She was really in charge of defense, right? So now you have two coaches, your head coach and your associate head coach, who have such a focus on your defensive effort. How does that affect the overall game plan and culture of a team?
You know, I just think you have a plan, and when you go in with a plan, it settles the team down a little bit, and you know, especially a defensive plan, blocking schemes, you know, floor defense, where we playing, you know, perimeter rotation on, you know, specific hitters, and you know, I think it sets your team up for success.
And for the Wildcats, their identity for so long has been, we're the best in the SEC and we're going to make sure you know it. Big part of that, the veteran leaders on this team, Ajani Taylor, Eleanor Bevan, Emma Grome. But the freshmen with a big impact here today, Brooklyn DeLay, Molly Tuzzo, both having strong outings for the Wildcats.
Yes, and I think with Kentucky, it's a little bit of the same. You know, you've got Eleanor Bevan, nothing hits the floor, and that's kind of their mindset. And you know, they're very active along the net, and that mentality, you know, transfers over to the net as well.
Emma Grome with her 4th serve incoming, as the Cats are on a 3-0 scoring run here in Lexington. Ratliff down for the Rebels.
For the Rebels, number 1, Bailey Middleton.
Yes, nice ball in system again, getting your middles on a free ball. It scores almost all the time.
She is so calm out there and yet so confident, and that is such a hard line to walk sometimes, but Ratliff does an excellent job. Wilson down for Kentucky.
Megan Wilson, points Kentucky.
She's had a strong day of placement, of tips, of just getting a hand on it, but sometimes you just want her to kill it, and she did there.
Yes, and in that moment, I think that's what, you know, to get that momentum back, that's what you need.
Tuzzo back to serve for the Wildcats. Dice. Grome up to delay. Here comes Ratliff, but Eleanor Bevan keeps it alive. Here comes Taylor. Blocked at the net. Rebels are loving that one.
For the Rebels to serve, number
Ole
8,
Miss 2 points away from claiming set 2. And they're feeling it.
Yes, they are.
There is so much importance placed on momentum in this sport. And we've really seen it flip-flop over and over again in this second set. Kentucky looking to get some back here. Williams at the net. And they'll get that point.
And again, that momentum goes back to focusing on, you know, those 5 little mini games and just trying to stay focused, you know, from point 0 to point 25.
Dice with that one, but it's wide point Kentucky. We're all tied up at 23. And we've got another timeout by Bree Henry and the Ole Miss Rebels. 2 points away in set 2. Remember, for all of our newer volleyball fans out there, you have to win by 2.
Yes. Yes, you do. Best of 5.
Best of 5, absolutely. And it is a game of momentum, like we've been saying. You would love to just knock out 2 in a row here, because if not, you risk the other team having to split back and forth. And it's just more opportunity for your own team to make a mistake and the other team to feed off of that energy.
Yes, too many times you're up, even, you know, the first 2 sets, and you're going to 5 because of that, you know, your focus and the momentum switch. And
Kentucky's dealt with that throughout this season, as has Ole Miss. you have to come in with the mindset that every single point deserves your attention.
Yes, absolutely.
Now you might be wondering, hey, why are they in Rupp Arena? I thought they played basketball there, and don't worry, you would be correct. Kentucky men's basketball does typically play its home games here inside Rupp Arena in downtown Lexington. But this year, the home of Kentucky Volleyball, Memorial Coliseum, is getting a massive renovation, $82 million worth of updates to one of the most historic buildings on campus, home to Kentucky Volleyball, gymnastics, stunt. It's such an important part of athletics for UK, especially women's athletics here. So for it to get that facelift will certainly pay dividends down the road. And hey, it gives us the opportunity to see some great volleyball here in Rupp Arena, a venue we don't normally see with this sport.
Yes, the atmosphere in here is amazing, the excitement.
Attendance has been pretty strong this season. Big pushes early in the year with a couple of big non-conference games. We had an exhibition against Western Kentucky just down the road. That one drew a big crowd. Of course, Pitt ranked in the top 10. And the crowd is not going to be happy about that one. It's a set point for the Rebels. Eleanor Bevan normally so steady back there.
Yes, she is.
Ratliff will look to get it done for the Rebels. Delay's not done yet. Kentucky pulls this one back up to 24 all.
And again, another moment that you just want a big swing and Delay delivers.
Returning from the catch, the serve, number 19, Audrey Whitworth.
Whitworth to serve next for Kentucky. Looking to win by 2 in set 2. And it's Julia Dice for Ole Miss as they pull ahead by 1.
Set point, Ole Miss.
It's another set point for the Rebels.
Summer Daniel.
Summer Daniel back to serve. Washington over the block. Grome starts for Kentucky. Delay. Washington long for the Rebels. I think she thought they got a hand on it, maybe a touch for Kentucky, but I didn't see that. And we're all tied up again, 25 all here in Lexington, as it's Brooklyn Delay's turn to serve. And that's an error for the freshman. It's a tough position to put her in this one.
Well, having a couple back-to-back, especially at this time of the set, it's tough. And you hope it doesn't lose the momentum.
Or the confidence, right?
Yes.
You can't let that affect how you swing on the next one. Here comes Julia Dice for Ole Miss. Beautiful set by Emma Grome as Getzinger gets it done.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure before this ball was set, she looked at her and said, "Give me the ball," and she did deliver for her.
That's what you want to see out of your senior. And just as you think it's going one direction, Ole Miss says, hey, we're not ready to give this up yet. That one goes to the Rebels.
I think this is going to be back-to-back for a little bit.
Neeson to serve.
Point, set, Ole Miss.
And set 2 goes to the Rebels, 28-26. What a set in that one, Amy.
Yes, it was. Big momentum flip on Ole Miss's side, especially after that first set. And they got their middles going a little bit more and settled in. And I think Kentucky needs to to get back to that. We've got 14 hitting errors for Kentucky. You know, we got to clean that up a little bit.
We said at the beginning of that set you needed to have more from Nia Washington, from Sasha Ratliff. They got going in that one as Ole Miss takes set 2 28-26. Who's going to respond in set 3? We'll be back after this.
For most of us, there are no guarantees, no golden tickets, no easy roads. But at the University of Kentucky, there is a promise to support and inspire you to reach for what's possible, to lead and create, to heal and discover, as we help solve the world's toughest challenges, transforming lives and improving communities. At the University of Kentucky, we promise to make the possible real.
We're having some fun now, man.
We're in the thick of SEC play, and this is pretty representative of that split set so far in Lexington. Kentucky takes the first, but Ole Miss battles back for the second. Here's how we got here.
Yes, I mean, we went back and forth in that set. You know, I think, again, Ole Miss did a very good job of getting their middles going, and, you know, blocking was better from Ole Miss. You know, and I think Kentucky needs to settle down a little bit more and get back to what they were doing in the first set.
DeLay and Wilson both dominant for Kentucky so far, 9 kills apiece. But Ole Miss just able to string more together, and you see that in the second set. When you have multiple set points like that, you just have to connect that momentum, and the Rebels were ultimately able to do that a little bit better in set 2.
Yes, absolutely.
Serving set 3 for Ole Miss, number 14.
So it's basically a clean slate.
Yes.
We're at 1 each.
0-0.
I'm sure that was the message to both teams out of that timeout. Meyer with the first serve of set 3. And Teeler with the first point. It's going Kentucky's way.
Good pass to start off that set.
Returning for the Wildcats to serve, number 12, Molly.
Grome and Teeler, that is Kentucky's bread and butter. The more they can get back to that. Tuzzo with the first serve for Kentucky. Ratliff blocked at the net.
I like to see them trying to go, you know, the Ratliff though. You know, don't go away from it.
Kentucky with an early 2-0 lead. Tuzzo with another serve. Bevan is there. Here goes Teeler again. But Meyer keeps it alive for the Rebels. DeLay will finish that one for Kentucky. When she's hitting, she is hitting today.
Yes, and Williams did a very good job on that overpass, you know, and evaluating and what should I do, and just pull off the net and play it. It's perfect.
Great dig by Neeson right up at the net. And Kentucky out of system. The Rebels were able to take advantage of that one.
Yes, again, hit that really well. Looked like she was going to go swing and then hit the roll shot and caught Kentucky's defense on their heels.
Great vision by Meyer on that one. And great placement by Jordan Williams there. Jordan Williams, redshirt sophomore out of Texas. Four kills today, hitting .250.
She's hitting .330 on the year before today. She's done a very good job stepping into this role.
Getzinger from the middle. Ratliff will try the same. Beautiful save kept alive by Emma Grome. Here goes delay. And Taylor finishes that one for Kentucky. Great rally, both sides of the ball. Ultimately, Taylor with the finishing point.
You know, I think overpasses are the best. They're so much fun. You know, you get to go up and just hit the ball as hard as you can and hope that it goes down.
Taylor, a two-time All-American already. She was preseason All-SEC coming into this season. First fifth-year senior in program history. Leader does not even begin to describe this girl.
Just an awesome, awesome person.
Strong hit by Ratliff there. Kentucky not able to get a hold of it.
Yeah, the block a little bit late and got her hands up, but like I said, a little too late.
Now she's up to serve. Over by Bevan. And the timing just a little off there by the Rebels. Point Kentucky up 7-2 in the third. Whitworth to serve for Kentucky. Miscommunication by the Rebels on that one.
Again, I think both teams need to continue to focus on, serving aggressive and to be able to take the middles out.
Serve receive has been such an important part of what Kentucky has wanted to do this season. Shaky to start the year, and they've settled into it quite nicely. Getzinger with the big swing, but it's Dice with the block, who finishes the point for the Rebels.
Yes, Dice knew she was alone on that one for a second and dove back in and took that ball away.
Free ball for the Rebels. Burgach goes up, met by Getzinger with the block. But it's point Ole Miss. Kentucky had built a nice little lead in this one. Ole Miss has cut it to 4 with the ball. Beautiful kill, Brooklyn delay. And she is just so calm out there. Double-digit kills on the day already. She looks unfazed.
I know, she has 11 kills and only sitting on 2 airs and hitting .429 as a freshman. It's pretty big to do that over and over again.
Great movement by Dice on that one. She has a knack for being in the right place at the right time, certainly was there. She'll have the chance to serve for her team coming up next. High set for Wilson. Over the block, kept alive by Whitworth. Grome Bevan gets it over. Hustle play by the Wildcats, but ultimately not enough. Rebels taking advantage on that one.
Yes, nice pancake here. Good hustle, getting her whole hand under that ball. They just couldn't get the second one. Nice placement on Ole Miss's side. That's at the net, Megan Wilson.
Megan Wilson, point Kentucky.
Dog mentality.
You can see it in her face.
You can. She is serious as all heck right now.
That ball is not coming back over.
Every now and then you have a player like that. When they're locked in, you know that they are logged in. Megan Wilson certainly playing that way for the Wildcats. It's another point will go to the Wildcats. Double on the Rebels. Ole Miss head coach Bree Henry calls a timeout in this one as Kentucky with 11-6 lead in the third. The Rebels trying to get a little momentum back on their side. We'll be back after this.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to Ole Miss.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again.
I'm going to break the world record.
I'm going to take the next step.
I'm going to give back to my community.
And our alma mater.
I am the first in my family to graduate.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
We're having some fun now, man.
No reason to delay. Let's get right into it. Brooklyn delay. True freshman dominant for Kentucky already, up to 11 kills today. What's working for her?
You know, I think just the shot selection and understanding when to swing, when not to swing. Am I trapped? Is this out of system? Is this in system? You know, and I think she's doing a very good job of reading all of those situations.
Craig Skinner talked with us in our pregame meetings about delay, saying she's a diligent worker. She's learning so much about the game. She has a lot on her plate right now, being asked to play all 6 rotations. But when she's asked to, quote, bring the heat, she can do just that. We've seen it already today. Hitting .429, 11 kills, only 2 errors against the Rebels.
But I think that's everything you want out of a freshman as well. You know, can she step up? Can she step up in big games? Can she do what she's doing? And that answer is yes.
That error was by Vivian Miller for the Rebels to give Kentucky a 12-6 lead. Getzinger with the serve. Borgach with the response.
Pike Borgach, point, Ole Miss. To start for the Rebels, number 2, Cammy Neeson.
Neeson up next to serve. Steady hand for the Rebels this season. Just long by Wilson. She has that power, but didn't have the angle on that one. Point Ole Miss, Neeson to serve again. Wilson lays out for it. Williams. Here comes Washington, but Whitworth is there. Delay with the placement that ultimately results in a Kentucky point. Good hustle by both teams on that one.
Yes, absolutely. And I believe that they, you know, look to delay in this situation to get him out of this rotation, and here she is again. She does it.
Washington again. Kept alive by the Rebels and by Grom on Kentucky side. Bevan will bump it over. Free ball, Ole Miss. Ratliff with the tap. And Taylor with the kill.
I just think when you know you need a momentum point, you're giving the ball to Taylor because she's going to get you another one right after that. Big swing.
Such a strong arm. Kentucky up 14-8 in the third. Miscommunication by the Rebels on that one. Point Kentucky. What went wrong there?
You know, it's the miscommunication. Happened a couple of times. You know, you can tell she's trying to go to the middle. I don't know if she's trying to run a B or she's trying to run a quicker set in the middle. You know, they just need to have that conversation and kind of get that figured out.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. Bree Henry with a timeout for the Rebels. That's both of them. Craig Skinner still holding on to 2 timeouts on his side of the court. But Coach Henry not liking what she's seeing out of her team so far as Kentucky's jumped out to a 15-8 lead. Here's what we're seeing around the SEC. Big upset for the Tigers, sweeping number 9 Florida on the road to win in Gainesville. No easy task. Auburn able to get that one done. Arkansas extending a win streak, 12 now in a row against the Tigers of LSU. And then down there at the bottom, number 12 Tennessee sweeping Alabama on the road. 11th sweep of the season, extending their win streak. They swept Kentucky earlier this season. That's where Kentucky's heading next. UK on the road to Knoxville. Tennessee is really firing on all cylinders right now. A very strong team in Knoxville this season. They've been knocking at the door for a couple of years, and this might be the season that Tennessee has it all figured out. They've looked really strong to start SEC play. Here in Lexington, Kentucky hitting their stride at the right time. Tough non-conference schedule. Learned a lot about themselves, about this team. They lose Reagan Rutherford for 6 games now at this point in the season, having to figure out how to play without her. They've moved to Johnny Teeler. They're asking for more from everybody else. But sometimes these are the situations that prepare you for what you have to face down the line.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody is stepping up in the right ways, and maybe not every day, but it will get them all together eventually.
Hey, Hulk Hogan in the house in Rupp Arena. Neither team here is red and yellow, so I'm not really sure what's going on over there, but hey, no complaints.
Serving for Kentucky out of the timeout.
Out of the timeout, it'll be Emma Grome. 36 assists on the day for Grome already. She's averaging 11.5 per set so far this season. Strong play at the net by both teams on that one. Ultimately, Kentucky wins that point up 16-8.
And again, you can tell that mentality when she went up to block that ball was not crossing the net.
Tipped over by the Rebels, but kept in play. Here comes Megan Wilson, but it's long. We got a touch on the Rebels. A point will go to the Wildcats. She's laughing because she's glad somebody touched that ball. That was certainly going to be long.
I think Coach Henry's going to challenge this play here. And a reminder, you get 2 challenges per team. If we go to the 5th set, you get an extra one. If they win the challenge, they get that challenge back.
And she will use her challenge here.
And there are only a few things you can challenge. In the net, a touch on the ball, in or out, back row attack, touching the 3-meter line.
Mississippi is challenging the
I think she's challenging the touch.
And on a review like this, angles are so important, right? Because the refs will be reviewing that play every way they have it, right? Every camera they have set up, they'll go and review and see if they can find definitive evidence of a touch and of a net violation.
See it there on that angle.
Looks like they were not in the net. The call initially went against Ole Miss, saying they did come down on the net. But from the angles we have, Amy, I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it either.
This challenge might have been a good call by Coach Henry. We'll see ultimately what the referees decide. The taller angles, tougher to see exactly where they come down, but you're also looking for movement, right? And that net did not appear to move. She looks pretty confident about this review.
And here are the reviewable plays again. Ball contact with player, ball in or out, Net fault by player, 3-meter attack line, foot fault, and service foot fault.
And while the referees are reviewing, Kentucky's bench is doing the Cupid shuffle, so they're feeling loose. They're making the most out of this situation. You know, a timeout or a review, anything like this that stops play can really change the momentum of a set. Kentucky doesn't want that to happen. They have so much momentum right now.
And they have so much fun over there on the bench, too.
Always.
Following review, the play stands.
The call stands. We'll take one more look at it.
So Coach Henry will have one challenge remaining unless we go to a 5th set.
So that point will stay with Kentucky, now up 17-8. Grome to serve again. Down for Williams. Beautifully placed. Right inside play. Kentucky with all the momentum in the world on their side right now.
Continuing to go to the middle with one-on-one block. Good job by Emma.
Neeson to steady. Sent over by Miller. Teeler over the block. Kept alive by Neeson. Free ball for the Wildcats here.
Nope.
What a hustle play by the Rebels. Tremendous rally by both sides. You see just the exhaustion starting to wear in a little bit on that one.
Yes, the fun, scrappy plays keeps rallies going.
That call went against the Rebels. Point to Kentucky, now up 19-8 in the third. Kentucky on a 7-0 scoring run. Looking to put this one away. One step closer thanks to Megan Wilson.
Nice dig by Eleanor. Little off-speed shot by Megan Wilson, but then it's working. Little thumb out down the line.
There's a touch. Point, Kentucky.
Another point for the Wildcats on that one. And sometimes when things are going right, things just keep going right.
Yes, they do.
Now on a 9-0 scoring run. All off the serve of Emma Grome. Tipped over by Wilson. Great court vision.
Megan just keeping the defense on their heels. And one time she'll tip, she'll go thumb up down the line, and then she'll attack.
Wilson up to 11 kills today, just 4 errors. Down for Teeler. Her teammates are loving that one.
Nice overpass here. Good read with Teeler. Smart keeping that ball in play.
What an opening for her. Can't leave her like that.
No.
Grome to serve again. Dice finally gets one back for the Rebels.
You know, I think the Rebels are going to try to find some momentum here going into this 4th set.
What's the mindset when this is the score? You know you're down 23-9, but like you said, you're also building momentum for the next set, right?
Correct. That's the conversation, you know, you try to have with everybody, and you know, we got to get to the next set, and we got to have the momentum, or you know, the set doesn't go the way we want it to.
Well, a service error by the Rebels will make it set point Kentucky. BBN on its feet here in Rupp Arena with Tuzzo back to serve for the Cats. Ratliff. Great dig by Bevan. Wilson at the net. hustle play by Taylor. Delay with the back set over, but that'll go to the Rebels for a double.
And fans, don't sit down. It remains set.
One of those unforced errors that you just don't need on set point. Yes, you have a good lead here, but you're looking to finish this one with authority. And instead, we'll get another chance by the Rebels. It's Anna Bayer to serve. Still set point for the Wildcats. And that'll do it. Here in set 3, Kentucky, 25-10. Dominating performance by the Wildcats. They faltered in set 2. They got off hot and on the right foot in set 3. Settled back into how they want to play volleyball. Kept the Rebels on their heels throughout the entirety of that match. What was working so well for Craig Skinner's squad in that one?
I think, defensively, they're holding them to, 104 hitting percentage, and whether that means we're blocking at the net or we're digging balls, and that I think that they kind of honed in on those two things, and were able to get the job done the way they did.
Ole Miss looking to build a little bit of momentum, trying to steal another one from the Wildcats, but Kentucky just one set away from their 4th straight win.
For most of us, there are no guarantees, no golden tickets, no easy roads. But at the University of Kentucky, there is a promise to support and inspire you, to reach for what's possible, to lead and create, to heal and discover, as we help solve the world's toughest challenges, transforming lives and improving communities. At the University of Kentucky, we promise to make the possible real.
Look at that new titanium iPhone 15 Pro. Why don't I have one? You need to go to T-Mobile, where new and existing customers can get iPhone 15 Pro on them. I do need to switch to T-Mobile. You're very wise, Reflection Comet. You're very handsome, Real Comet. You don't need hair. Yeah, hair is for suckers.
At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us now and the freedom to upgrade every year.
Kentucky up 2-1 over the Rebels here in Lexington. And for Ole Miss, it's been all Rebel roofing company. That's what they call Peyton Brogach and Sasha Ratliff. 2 of the top 10 program blockers in school history. They've combined for 8 today. 7 kills for Brogach, 6 for Ratliff. And on the other side of the net for the Wildcats, it's the freshman Brooklyn DeLay leading the way with 13 kills already. Just she and Megan Wilson have reached double-digit kills for Kentucky this afternoon. And then Emma Grome, 40 assists already. She eclipsed 3,000 career assists on Friday night. She's already up to 40 today to go along with 10 digs. That's her 3rd double-double so far this season for the reigning SEC Player of the Year, as her and Elise Getzinger get ready for another set here in Lexington. The Cats need just one more to continue the winning streak they're on. They've won 3 in a row over Georgia, Alabama, Missouri. They'd like to add Ole Miss to that list. Amy, how can they get it done in this one?
Just settling back in and focusing and finishing. They did well the last set, and big focus this one.
Tuzzo to serve first, focusing and finishing. Such an emphasis for this Kentucky team this season. They're playing the first point of the 4th. Kentucky has not swept a team yet this season. They won't get that today, obviously, with Ole Miss claiming the 2nd. Taylor talked after their last game. She said they just need to have a, quote, competitive maturity. You still have to play with that fire, but you have to be mature enough to apply it in the right way.
Yes. And I think that comes a little bit with, the fun they have on the bench, and, that shows their culture and how good their culture is, and, being able to come from the bench and into the game and focusing and, still paying attention to what's going on.
And when you win the 3rd set 25-10, you can't let the 4th one get away from you, as Taylor earns a point for her team. Kentucky up 2-1.
To start for Kentucky, number 6, Eleanor Bevan.
Bevan back to serve again for the Wildcats. Getzinger with the hammer, kept alive by the Rebels. She'll try it again, and they'll respond again. Dice sends it over. Tuzzo in the back row. And Delay with the kill.
Delay delivers. Great dig here to be able to go back to Elise Getzinger.
Bevan to serve again. Delay, so much fun to watch, especially as we've seen her really grow into her game in SEC play this year. Beautiful set by Emma Grome. Gives it to her girl, Ajani Taylor, who takes care of business. Cuts up to a quick 3-point lead in the fourth.
Again, back to Taylor to deliver this point for the Wildcats.
Let's keep in mind, she has been playing middle for years. Slid over with Reagan Rutherford out with an injury. It's not a totally new position. She played it in club volleyball. She's moved there a time or two for the Wildcats throughout her career. But to play at a position that is not your expertise at this level is so impressive that she's able to do it this consistently.
And I think she's the one to do it. You know, when they're in rotation, I think 5. When she's the middle, you know, she'll come over here and she'll hit out of system ball on the pin, and I think that has helped her, you know, set up to be able to step in this position.
Now with Kentucky already jumping out to a 5-point lead, up 6-1 in the fourth, Bree Henry has called a timeout to rally her troops, looking to mount a comeback here in Lexington. We'll see how Kentucky responds after this.
Join us back here in the Rough Arena Friday, October 20th.
For most of us, there are no guarantees, no golden tickets, no easy roads. But at the University of Kentucky, there is a promise to support and inspire you, to reach for what's possible, to lead and create, to heal and discover, as we help solve the world's toughest challenges, transforming lives and improving communities. At the University of Kentucky, we promise to make the possible real.
We're having some fun now, man.
We're playing college volleyball in Kentucky basketball's home arena. They're looking good doing it. Kentucky up 2-1 with a 6-1 lead over Ole Miss here. But it's an everything school here in Lexington. Kentucky just one of 2 schools with programs ranked right now in football, volleyball, and women's soccer. Troy Fabiano's program, the women's soccer team, in action right now over at the Bell Complex, a little farther down campus. Great season for the women's soccer team here, taking on Vanderbilt today. But inside Rep Arena, it is all things Wildcats and Rebels. So that one goes Kentucky's way. 6-point lead now. Cats on a 5-0 scoring run. Eleanor Bevan with the serve.
Cross-court kill.
Dice with the cross court to get her team back on the board.
Yeah, so Eleanor tried to serve short and take Ratliff out. Couldn't take her out, and so you've got attackers across the net. Hard to read.
Ratliff to serve. Strong kill by Getzinger. That's 7 for her today.
And that connection just keeps growing. Those 2.
It's over for Whitworth. Delay. I don't know if she meant to do that, Amy, but it went over. Dice goes up for it, but the point belongs to the Wildcats.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to react the way that you need to react. It worked.
Good instincts
Yes.
It's Audrey Whitworth to serve again. Dice comes flying, met with a Kentucky block. And it was all delay on that one, a block, the hit over. Ultimately, the point for Kentucky.
Again, I think miscommunication on Ole Miss side. Keep the momentum on Kentucky's side.
You saw DeLay laughing at herself a little bit on that one, realizing like that maybe wasn't part of the plan, but whatever works, right? We're up 10-2 here in the fourth. She's feeling good.
Yeah, they're all starting to smile a little bit more and have a little bit more fun.
Washington, back to Bevan in the back row. Getzinger off the block. The Rebels unable to get that one back over the net. Point Kentucky.
Yes, and Washington was one-on-one here, and she tried to dive back in to seal the net and just missed it.
Cats on a 3-0 scoring run off the serve of Whitworth in the back row. And that comes to an end with a well-placed ball by the Rebels.
To serve for the Rebels, number 22, Summer Daniel.
Summer Daniel will have the next serve for Ole Miss. They look to cut into this Kentucky lead. From the Getzinger. And when it's not broken, you don't need to fix it.
Correct. And she keeps looking at her and telling her it's so good. And yes, it is. Emma delivers.
Elise Getzinger, a senior now for the Wildcats out of Wisconsin, a part of that 2020 national championship team, learned so much from that experience, but really has earned her significant playing time in the last 2 seasons since then, and she's really come into her own this year.
And she allows her personality to come out on the court, and when you can have personality on the court, you can play.
All you have to do is watch Kentucky's bench, and you realize this is a team with plenty of personality.
And, you know, Greg lets it happen, so that's a good thing, too.
That one's wide by the Rebels. Another point for the Wildcats. 14-3 in Lexington. They're starting to really feel themselves on this side of the net, Amy. So serious, so focused in the first 3 sets, and they're still focused out there. But they do look to be having a lot more fun.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Looks like we have a challenge. The touch of the net from Ole Miss.
Bree Henry using another challenge on this one. And in this situation, you really have nothing to lose, right? You're down 14-3. You're down 2 sets to 1.
Yes, and sometimes this is a moment to, you know, gather your team and say, you know, without calling a timeout, and, you know, just say and relax and get back into it.
Here's one angle of the call they are reviewing.
That was a quick review.
Following the review, the point stands.
Coach Henry has no more challenges unless we go into a 5th set.
Quick review that time. Point stands with the Wildcats. Delay back to serve. Sneaky ball by the Rebels on that one.
Ball is long, point Ole Miss.
And that one goes just long by Megan Wilson. Point to the Rebels. A little bit of confusion on Kentucky's side on that point.
Serving number 6, Nia Washington.
Nia Washington back to serve. We've talked so much about Ole Miss looking to get Ratliff more involved, Bergach more involved. But Nia Washington is the player that Bree Henry says has the dog mentality. The transfer from Iowa, she's a New Orleans native. She can be the spark for this team when they need it. She's the one who forced an extra set against Texas A&M.
Yes, and she just plays. You know, you can tell that she just goes out and plays, and you knows her size doesn't matter, and because she plays bigger than that, and she's done a very good job tonight.
That's a kill for the Rebels.
For the Rebels returning, number 11, Sasha Redmond.
It's Vivian Miller, sophomore from Jupiter, Florida, trying to get things going again for her team, down 15-5. With Neeson to serve. Ground to delay, not a perfectly hit ball, but ultimately one that they were not able to return.
Again, it works. She looked like she was gonna go grab that one and let that ball drop.
Great angle on that one. You see how much it moved the net. But ultimately that is a Kentucky point of 16-5, Grome to serve. Tipped over by Ratliff. Cats couldn't quite get there in time.
Serving for the Rebels, number 7, Vivian Miller.
Vivian Miller to serve up next for the Rebels. Teeler in the air. And somehow they're still in play. It was into the net, but the Rebels got it back. Washington keeps it alive. Neeson up to Bear. Off the hands of the Wildcats. That'll be Rebels ball. Point for Ole Miss.
So I think Coach Skinner is gonna challenge this play. Good kill by Anna Bear.
You see Skinner talking with the referee on your left side of the screen. He has not challenged yet today. He certainly has them to use. And like you said, a good chance to talk with your team here.
With a touch on the play.
He is looking for a touch on the play.
Skinner this season, 10 of 16 in his challenges, 3 of 4 in SEC play. He puts a lot of trust in this on his team, relies on them to say, this is what we see. Obviously, they have a better vantage point than he does from the sidelines. Been pretty successful this season in terms of that challenge card. And that comes with being an experienced coach, right? Second longest tenured coach in the SEC, 19 seasons here at Kentucky, only behind Mary Wise, who's currently at Florida. Been there since 1991. Before that, she was here, so a lot of longtime coaches around these parts.
Yes, and I think, understanding when to use the challenge and, how to use the challenge is very important. And like you said, it's coming from experience.
And we don't have the Cupid Shuffle. This time, I think we have Duck, Duck, Goose.
That is what you're seeing.
Duck, Duck, Wildcat, maybe? Here's another look at what Craig Skinner is challenging. Amy, what do you see?
I'm not sure. If he's challenging, what did they say, a touch on the play?
That's the thing about this job. We need to be sitting on that side, so she would be telling us.
Right.
But instead, we'll find out when everyone else does.
No point touch. The play stands.
Play stands on that one.
So Coach Henry with no challenges left, and Coach Skinner with 1, unless we go into this fifth set.
None of which have been successful at overturning in their respective teams' direction so far this match.
Yes.
But at least they got a good round of Duck, Duck, Goose.
Yes,
right?
they did.
It's important.
Yes, they did. Got to try to keep that momentum going, and Ole Miss is trying to find some here.
And that's all Teeler.
That's a kill.
Big Z with a big hit.
Big Z with a big hit. It's tell she's very comfortable in the middle.
She's done an excellent job filling in for Reagan Rutherford, but there's just something about her being in the middle of it all. Cats up by 10. That's long for Anna Bear. Point Kentucky. Tuzzo will serve again. Relatively quiet night for Anna Bear. 1 kill for the 5th-year senior. Grown to delay. Bear will get it over. Bevan keeps it alive. Delay will try it again to the back corner. Neeson is there. Pumped over by the Rebels. And there is a Johnny Teeler off an assist by her setter, Emma Grome, SEC Setter of the Week, the reigning Conference Player of the Year, and that right there is exactly why she has been so successful every single year she's been here, and yet consistently finding a way to somehow still get better.
Yeah, she's had 50-plus assists in 3 of the 4 SEC matches this season, and she's looking at, right now 12.5 assists per set, and it's pretty big time.
She's up to 51 on the day. She had 58 against Alabama, 57 at Missouri last week. That's 2 of the highest number of assists in the SEC in a 4-set match this season. She owns the top 2 spots in that one. Williams. Washington gets it over. Straight to Bevan. Grome again. Williams will try, but it's just wide for the Cats, so point to Ole Miss.
So again, another one of those unforced errors in that moment that I don't think Skinner really wants there. Here we are focusing to finish.
Another big kill by Brooklyn Delay. She is just so fun to watch. And the best news of it all, she's a freshman. We have years of watching Brooklyn Delay in this league. Bevan over to Miller first. Ratliff up at the net against Delay. And that point will go to the Rebels. I believe that one was just wide.
Yes, it was.
Cats up by 10. Ratliff to serve. High set by Tuzzo. Delay over the block. The Rebels get it back. She'll try again.
Point Kentucky.
Another one of those instances of maybe just a little miscommunication on the Ole Miss side. Such a high ball.
It was a high ball. Couldn't tell if it was coming over or not. And I don't think Teeler knew either.
No, you could see her sort of squat like she was ready if it was coming to her. But ultimately it did not.
Or she was trying to scare him.
Bergach into the net. Point Kentucky, and you see just a little frustration on a play like that. Trying to play catch up eventually gets in your head. You're trying to swing so hard, you feel like you have to do it right now.
Yes, and I'm not sure Getzinger was there or saw that coming.
Washington gets it done with a kill. Spark out there for the Rebels, still trying to get her teammates in this one. Kentucky 3 points away from claiming their 21st win over the Rebels. Getzinger over the block again.
Yeah, smart shot there. She's double block in front of her and places it well on the floor. Now it's her 10th kill.
Delay to serve. down. Delay. Another high ball for the Rebels. And that one's on Megan Wilson. Down, point Kentucky. It's match point in Lexington. Wildcats leading 24-11 with the freshman, Brooklyn Delay. 19 kills on the day. In the back row to serve. Bogach gets first look for Ole Miss. Getzinger sends it over for Kentucky. Here comes Washington, met by a block by Megan Wilson. What a way to end the match. Kentucky with the win. 3-1 in Lexington. Took this one 25-11 for their 21st straight win versus Ole Miss. Tied for the longest winning streak in this league. What a performance by Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky, hitting a 316, holding Ole Miss to 0-86 on the match. Delay having 19 kills, it's big time, hitting 472. Megan Wilson and Ajani Teeler bringing in 13 kills. Don't forget about Elise Getzinger with 10 and Jordan Williams with 6. And I think, they did a good job tonight, establishing the middles and, opening up the pins, for Delay.
Such a balanced attack by this Kentucky offense. 4 Wildcats with double-digit scores. Delay, Wilson, Teeler, and Getzinger. Emma Grome finishing with 53 assists. Up next for the Cats, a road trip to Knoxville, taking on Tennessee next Sunday at 5. For Ole Miss, it's a road trip to Fayetteville, starting a 5-game road stretch. They're going to be at Arkansas Friday night at 7. But Kentucky takes this one, 4th straight SEC game for Kentucky. For Amy Barmore, I'm Maggie Davis and our entire SEC Network crew. Thanks for joining us. So long from Lexington.
गिरानी हमारी अखिया से गिरानी हमारी अखिया से आंसुआ गिरे थे दिलवा रोए के जान गिरानी हमारी अखिया से आंसुआ गिरे थे दिलवा रोए के जान
गंगाजल रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो महादेवगंज साहेबगंज
जीना हम जीना ही पाइबो तू जहाँ चल गेली और हम आइबो तोरा बिना हम जीना ही पाइबो तू जहाँ चल गेली और हम आइबो गिरान तोरा याद में आंसुआ बहे छे दिलवा रोए जान गिरान तोरा याद में आंसुआ बहे छे दिलवा रोए जान
गंगाजल रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो महादेवगंज साहेबगंज
के करा सहारे रहबै के करा से तू बोलिया बोलबै अशोक अकेला के कहलू कि साथ न छोड़बै के करा सहारे रहबै के करा से तू बोलिया बोलबै अशोक अकेला के कहलू कि साथ न छोड़ब के रानी सोमी लागे हसुआ गिरैले देहिया काप के लगे जा रानी हमर अखिया से